Hello everyone. So today I will be presenting my final term project. Um, to start with my project, in your .env file, you need to have the database URL, and once you have that, you can simply come to the command line and run npm run start dev, which is a script. Now, what I have done is that on my end, I have added the npx command as well. So now, when every time you run that command, it will check if the database is there. If it is there, it will not do the migration. If it is not there, then it will perform all the migration and set up your database. So right now I have got the game running on the localhost 3000. So I will log out first of all, and I'll try to register a new user. So let's say call it Ansajwats, and the same username, ansajwats@gmail.com, and then I'll make it a password. Now you can simply log in by doing this. You are able to log in. Now you can log out. You can check all the features we have on how to play the game. Or you can go to the play game option and you can start a new game. So this will start a new game and then you can play it. But at the same time, you can start multiple games. And as you can see, I was able to get multiple games. Now, if you want to jump between those games, you can come here, you can go to all the games that you just created, and the state of the game is saved every time. So if you come here, you can go there, you can click this. The state of the game is always saved. Now you can come here, make some moves, and so it is saved. Real quick, I can close this tab, reopen it, localhost 3000. The user is still logged in. You can go to play games and you will get all the access to the games you had and all the game states you had, because the idea is that on the back end I have all the sessions here. So let me actually close this. So yeah, these are the three users that are logged in. So you can see user ID 8. We have a session key for that. So that user is now logged in. Then you can play the game, or the same way, every time, the way I'm saving the game state is that you can go to actually let me show you all the database I have. So if you do /dt, that's all the tables for the games we have. And if you want to see the game board, score BOARDS. This is all the game boards we have. And as you can see, let me start a new game. So you can see 223. So if I scroll down, there will be all the games that was created. But it only selects the top like 150 or something. So I have to actually scroll down. But all the games are saved in the database. And now I can also show you the user that was created. So this is the user we just created, my name. It was on the database, so it is gonna be logged in. Now we will try to join this game from a different browser. So let me log out from this one. Let me go to a different browser, create a new ID. One of my teammates was Brooke, and She actually did all the CSS for this. So Brooke at the rate gmail.com. You can come here, we can register. So now that user is registered, we can do the login. Once the login happen, you can go back to play games, and then we can click start the game. Same thing, this user will also have all the games we want. But the key thing we want to show is the other user being able to join the game. So we'll say 223, the game ID, join games. Now the join was successful. Now both of them can play the game. So it says this move, we make the first move and it will be displayed on the other side. Then we make 21, that is displayed here. Now both players have a different board. So the game idea is that you will try to make a decision on the fastest one to make a cross will win. So now it's the other user turn, and it will also not let you make a turn when it's the turn of some other user. So it will actually block you. And let's say this user will win because he will get the cross first. So player 8 wins, irrespective of what user 9 does. Player 8 can win because it will make the cross and call bingo. Now, similarly, this game state will also be saved even when we join with a different user. So this was the game we just played and it was saved, and we were able to go to a different game, make a move there, make a play game there, and then come back. It will still be saved because in the database it has been stored, all the moves we make. So if we do /dt, all the moves that we make are being stored in the turns and the game board. Because if you see the game board, all the numbers that are being crossed, so from all the users playing on that board, all the numbers that are being crossed, and there's a board ID which will link both the users together. So for example, on board 1 we have for board ID 84 we have player number 1. Then we can go back and see for board number 86 we have player ID 1. So this is where, and we can also do the chat. So if I say let me start a new game here. If I say hi, the message is displayed and it is being stored on the database. So if we come here and if we do chat room, actually no, not chat room, messages. So let's say under something unique, this is Ansaj Wets, and if we got the message in the database, and then the way this works is that it is pushing it from the database to the front end after you click submit. And the way I have implemented it in my code is that you can come to chat.js. Now it does two things. Number one, it has a send button. So every time you press the send button, it makes a backend request to send message. And on the back end, I have a function or a route here called create chat, which was created every time you create a game. And then there's a route called send message, where the message is being stored in the database, I think. So yeah, this one, create chat handle, this is creating the game, and send message handle right here saves the game in the database. And I have another function called retrieve the message. So whenever you send a message, if you notice, I also do a WebSocket send. So what this does is that it goes to WebSocket right here, and then it says, okay, I was able to receive the game ID, give me all the messages stored in the database for this game ID. So it hits this um, felt. It tries to get the information from retrieve message. Again, we have retrieve message right here. Yeah, so retrieve message will do, okay, fetch all the messages, the message ID, user ID, content, timestamp, and it will order it by in the ascending order, and then it will send the response request with a success message. And then once it is received in the socket, it then sends it to the front end, and the like it sends this one message as a type chat update to the front end, and I handle it in the front end, and then you are able to communicate right here. So right here I handle the chat update, and then the chat update calls the other function, this one, vsopen, and this one tries to connect whatever update is coming from the back end. It receives it and displays all the messages. So this was my game, and this was the overall functionality. And to make my code more modular on the front end, I have divided it into, in client, I have divided it into different parts of each function. So the entry point is main.js, which calls the join and the start, and then from there it builds upon that whatever is required to build that. And none of them are more than 100 lines of code. And then the main thing is main.js. This is where all the front end code is compiled and then ran to right here, main.js, and it is being called and pushed. So this is my presentation for my code with all the features required. And yeah, thank you so much.